Apparently, too much of San Francisco was not there in the first place. Hey, this dream requires more condemned Africans, or put another way, state violence rises down, or still life is just getting warmed up, or army life is looking for a new church and ignored all other suggestions, or folktale writers have not made up their minds as to who is gonna be their friends. Hey, this is the worst downtown yet, and I brought a cigarette everywhere. I've taken many a walk to the back of a bus that led on out the back of a storyteller's prison sentence, then on out the back of slave scars, but this is my comeback face. I left my watch on the public bathroom sink and took the toilet with me. Threw it at the first bus I saw, eating single mothers half alive. It flew through the bus line number, then on out the front of the White House. Hey, hopefully you find comfort downtown. But if not, we brought you enough cigarette filters to make a decent winter coat. A special species of handshake lets all know who's king. And what's the lifespan of uniform cloth? This coffin needs to quit acting like those are birds singing. Rusty nails have no wings, have no voice other than that of a white world dying. There are book pages in the gas pump. Hey, catchy, isn't it? The way 3 nooses is the rule, or the way potato sack masks go so well with radio codes, or the way condemned Africans fought their way back to the ocean, only to find waves made of 1920s burnt up piano parts, European backdoor deals, and red flowers for widows who spent all day in the sun mumbling in San Francisco. Hey, red flowers, but what's the color of a doctor visit? There are book titles in the streets. Book titles like, Hero, You'd Make a Better Zero, or Hey, fur coat lady, the president is dead, or Pay Me Back in Children, or They Hung Up Their Bodies in Their Own Museums, and other book titles pulled out of a drum solo. Run here, hero, lied the hiding place. All the bullets in 10 precincts, nowhere to go. There's no heaven nor any other good idea in the sky. Politics means that people did it and people do it. Understand that when in San Francisco and other places that was never really there. Bet this ocean thinks it's an ocean, but it's not. It's just 6th and Mission Street. All know who's king. King of thin things, you know, like America, I'm proud and deserve to die. I'm gonna eat my dinner extra slow tonight in this police state candy dispenser you all call a neighborhood. No set of manners goes unpunished. Never mind a murderer's insomnia or the tea kettle preparing everyone for police sirens. Guided by teeth goes the country. There's a cow's mouth on the flag. A peculiar notepad holds street life dear, but the writer's not here. He's somewhere talking to tombstones about the good old days, or splashing reborn water on his latest face, or wondering how his old gun is doing in the afterlife. Wondering how much death trap is on those gas station aisles. There gotta be $1 million a day on this concrete island. New engine in the moon, why it never goes down. 72 straight hours of night, at least according to everyone's posture around here. 8:30 in the morning is really 30 minutes to closing. The city shuts down for a sleepy rat race. Elevators shoe shuffle to the nearest heaven. Laughing with rats the whole way up. It's scabs everywhere. In puddles of city, in concentrated schools and TV lit warm rooms, the light reveals military fatigue when it hits just right. On the ties that are wrapped around the necks of lazy white guys, empire is too easy, baby. Chant at the walls all summer if you feel like it. Best way for a target to move is shooting back. Running for a tree line made of freeways. Wisdom says against a war machine on Tuesday, you stand no chance. But may we be the last poor men to play it safe. Cow's mouth on the flag. A politician raises his hand and the crowd shows their teeth. An oligarch raises his hand and little girls are not safe outside. You are all high, depressed, and comrades in function. 15 minutes of closing and the city survived another rebellion. Hey, stay down. We just paying dues by trash fires, not just anybody can set. Don't you love how deadly things whisper in the moment and men killed like feathers fall while everybody's screaming inside? The writer knows that death is not a matter of dignity, rather humor. In a house made of road traces, nuclear percentages on torn stoves. Here life never was, just lazy matches and manic inhumanity. Hands rushing away from life towards stoves. What we doing here? Surviving, for no reason in particular. Cause nobody gone far today, nobody will go far tomorrow. Trust me, hell and heaven cannot count. Strange gardens where secondhand clothes play and concrete wishes to be human so that it could be accountable. Where they find you drenched and drains wish to be human so that they could be worthy arms for you to die in. Hey, greet them all, grandson. Prepare for the day when every child is common. Don't say, hey, don't say we ghosts didn't write you a poem. Don't say we didn't dig your life. Remember the shotgun by the coat rack that everybody in the house knows how to use. Remember the tightrope made of needles for walking in between driveways and man-made best friends. Like, go ahead, grandson, tune the street again. Never mind, this country kills musicians first. Broken neck night, scarred neck life. If these walls could write lyrics, they say, what's your angle, angel eyes? 30 to 50 rounds pass by on a street with no daughters. This street has no sons, just young prisoners of war in a racist city that means to make capital. And we know so much, we know it all. We were stood against walls. Who's on the third cross around here? Cow's mouth, salivating over the street. And that is the story. That is the story of why we aim at teeth. A tour guide through your robbery, he also is. Cigarette saying, look what I did about your silence. Ransom water and box spring gold. This decade is only for accent grooming, I guess. Ransom water and box spring gold. The corner store must die. War games, I guess. All these tongues, rum is junk. The start of mass destruction begins and ends in restaurant bathrooms that some people use and other people clean. Hey, you telling me it's a rag in the sky? Waiting for you, yes. We've written a scene, we set a stage. We should have fit in. Warehouse jobs are for communists. But now more corridor and hallway have walked into our lives. Now the whistling is less playful and the barbed wire overcrowded too. Hey, my dear, if it is not a city, if it is not a city, if it is not a city, it is a prison. If it has a prison, it is a prison, not a city. When the courtyard talks on behalf of military issue, all walks take place outside of the body. Dear life to your left, a medieval painting to your right, and none of this makes an impression. Crop people living in thin air, you have 5 minutes to learn how to see through this breeze. When the mask goes sideways, barbed wire becomes the floor, barbed wire becomes the roof, 40 feet into the sky becomes out of bounds. When the mask breaks in half, mind which way the eyes go. You know they killed the world for the sake of giving everyone the same backstory. We're watching Gary, Indiana fight itself into the sky. Old pennies for win. For that wind feeling you get before the hood goes up and over your headache, pennies that stick together, mocking all aspirations. Stuck together pennies was the first newspaper I ever read, along with the storefront dwelling army that always lets us down. Where the Holy Spirit favors the back room. Souls in a situation that offer 100 ways to remain a loser. Souls watching a clock, hoping their eyes don't lie to sad people. What else we talking about again? The narrator asked the graveyard. 10 minutes flat, said the graveyard. The funeral only took 10 minutes. We'll never tell that to anyone again. You just gonna pin the 90s on me? All 30 years of them, then why should I know the difference between sleep and satire? The pyramid of corner stores fell on our heads. We died right away. That building wants to climb up and jump off another building. These are downtown decisions. Somewhere on this planet, it's August 7th, and we running down the rust thinking one more needs to come with me. What evaporated on Earth so that we could be sent back down?